This year's 2024 Video Game Awards has finally concluded, and a lot of people probably did not realize this, and they did remind us this during the show that this wasn't just a video game award show for this year, a typical one. This was also to honor and celebrate 10 years of the Video Game Awards show from its inception back in, well, that would have to be 2014, right? So yeah, 10 years of the Video Game Awards, and you can see how the production value has definitely have grown from its infancy to how it looks today. So yes, the Video Game Awards has came, and they showed a grand total of 49 game trailers, brand new game trailers. And even though we won't spend the full time on this video discussing each and every video, I want to just highlight the most impactful one, the most impactful trailers. Now, for those that are curious about last night's winners, what I'm going to do is actually flash each and every award that won an award last night, or at least the most impactful awards that won last night. And you can see the winners at the bottom. Now, I will spend a moment to highlight Game of the Year. I will do that towards the end of this video. But in tandem with the trailers that I will be speaking about, you will see the winners at the bottom. And at the end towards the conclusion of this video, we are going to highlight and speak briefly about this year's Game of the Year winner. So here we go. Now, I won't go over each and every trailer that they showed, but I want to draw focus to just the primary impactful trailers that we saw last night. I did a count of them, and I believe, in my opinion, there were about 14 in total very impactful trailers that I want to bring to everyone's attention in this video. So I don't want to waste too much time with the razzle dazzle. I just want to go right into each one, because I'm going to need just a little bit of time just to show off a little bit of it while I talk about what we saw. So starting off, the first game that comes to mind is Ninja Gaiden Rage Bound. It's a side-scrolling game. Looks like it's going to be pixel art, not 3D. They're going right back to 2D side-scrolling for this game. Looks pretty cool. Next up, we have from the makers of Sifu, a new take on the game of soccer. It's an online, really flashy online soccer game called Rematch. You can see from the trailer here that it may remind you of like their take on NBA Jam for soccer. It looks pretty cool. Looks very flashy, and the one thing I do like about this from what the trailer is portraying is like for every goal that a player makes, the background environment changes, or at least it appears to be changing. I could be wrong. I need to see more footage of this game, but it looks very intriguing. Comes out next summer, or at least is scheduled from this trailer to come out next summer. So we'll check this out. It's called Rematch. The studio of Obsidian, they submitted a trailer for Outer Worlds 2. Now, we knew this game was in development for a while, yes. And right now, they're in the midst of finishing up About for the Xbox. But they came to the show last night with a new trailer for Outer Worlds 2. And it looked really good. We know that's using Unreal Engine 5, I believe. But it came to a total surprise to everybody that they announced that this game would be coming out in 2025. I myself was expecting this maybe a 2026 game, not even next year, maybe 2026, no later than 27. But yeah, About and Outer Worlds 2, they will both be coming out in 2025. How do you like that? And on top of that, I guess it also came to no surprise too, that the game will also be debuting on the PlayStation 5, but they didn't say if it was going to be day one. Maybe it is, but they didn't say it in the trailer. But it is confirmed that the game is also for the PlayStation as well. So be on the lookout. Outer Worlds 2, 2025. It should be pretty cool. So next up, our good friends over at Firaxis. was kind enough to submit a video, a trailer, the latest trailer for Civilization 7, Civ 7 for both PC and console. It was presented by a live orchestra supported with a chorus. It was very nicely performed, and the trailer just really demonstrates the course of history from beginnings of early civilization to modern day portrayal of history. And it was very well presented. It was very pretty to watch, and it comes out this February. So be on the lookout for that. Civilization should be a great game for those that are huge fans of the series. I'm sure you'll definitely enjoy this game. Next up, the Game Awards welcomed Joseph Fares to the stage to introduce his latest project with his studio, Hazelight. Their game is called Split Fiction. It's a 2-player split-screen action-adventure game with 2 female protagonists, and looks like one character will be playing her role in a sci-fi world, and the other one will be playing her world in a fantasy. Somehow their worlds will mix and match. I'm sure the fun is going to be. I'm sure the game is going to be just as entertaining and fun as It Takes Two. So let's keep an eye out on this. I believe it is next year. I believe it is 2025. But let's definitely keep a close eye on this. We could be looking at a potential game of the year again for the studio when it releases. So that is Split Fiction for all major consoles and PC. Now, this studio needs no true introduction. We know exactly who they are from their past titles. But Gearbox was invited to the stage to showcase their latest trailer for Borderlands 4. It's a looter shooter, everybody knows that. And from when we saw the trailer last night, it looks so fun. And you know the humor is going to be off the chain on this game. So yeah, what we've seen from the trailer, this game is on a wish list for 2025, so be on the lookout. We don't have a release date, but 2025 looks like it's going to be the release year for Borderlands 4, so be on the lookout. I would prefer it to be a summer game, because it definitely feels like a summer game to me. So release this in the summer, no later than October, because you don't want to be around COD, and if GTA 6 is really next year, you don't want to be anywhere near that game. So Borderlands, whenever you can come out as soon as you can. And it looks hella fun. Can't wait to play it. Now, I was totally surprised to see this, because we haven't had an entry on this title in such a long time. Sega's come to the stage with their brand new trailer for the latest entry in the Virtual Fighter series. Now, what we're unsure about on this trailer, because it's a little vague, we didn't see a number being presented at the end of this trailer, so it could be a good chance that this is a remake. It could be a reboot of the first game, Virtual Fighter 1. They might be doing exactly what Mortal Kombat did and just reboot the very first game. That'd be kind of cool. I'd like to see more about this. Of course, they didn't give a year, but we'll see what this is all about in the coming years. So keep a close eye out for the latest Virtual Fighter game. No platforms were announced, but we're just going to assume it's going to be for all the major platforms. Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and maybe, just maybe, the next Nintendo Switch. And now we have the long-awaited return of a classic franchise from Capcom, Onimusha. And Capcom showed us the latest trailer for this title, so it's called Onimusha: The Way of the Sword. From what we've seen in the trailer, it will be coming to all major platforms, PS5, the Xbox Series consoles, and PC. Perhaps the next Switch. They didn't show that, but we'll see what games actually come to that as soon as that hardware gets officially announced. But for the sake of this trailer, it looks extremely cool. It looks very violent. We're going to see a lot of mystical abilities from him, and it just looks really, really awesome. So we have a release year window of its release being 2026. Not next year, but 2026. It looks like it's pretty far into development, so I could believe that that will be an accurate release date. 2026, that gives it a full year to just do last minute polishes. I wouldn't be surprised if it's finished. So spend a year polishing this game, release it possibly next spring, the spring of 2026 or summer of 2026, and yeah, bring this franchise back. It's long overdue since PlayStation 3, I believe. So yeah, Onimusha, The Way of the Sword. Be on the lookout for this game. So Capcom, they were on fire last night. Not only did they bring us Onimusha, they're also working on another Okami game. They didn't name the platforms, but it's pretty much definitely going to be coming to all major platforms. Now, we didn't get an actual gameplay trailer. This was more like an announcement trailer that a new Okami is in the works, and we don't know the year when this game's going to be coming out. So it very well could be the next generation. We're not entirely sure. But for the fact that they wanted to announce this in front of a live orchestra, it speaks volumes. So yes, Okami will be coming back. And it just says Okami sequel. So I'm also guessing it's so early in development that they don't even have an official title for this game. But when they showed it on screen, yeah, it just says Okami sequel. So be on the lookout for this. It's probably going to be within the next 3 to 4 years. It's probably very, very, very early in development, and probably not for this generation of console. So just keep that in your back pocket. We'll revisit this game. We will revisit this game in future years to see its progress. So thank you, Capcom, for bringing this franchise back. A lot of people, including myself, missed this one game, and yeah, let's go hard on this one. Let's make it absolutely as beautiful as the first game. Now, CD Projekt Red. CD Projekt Red showed up last night with a brand new trailer to their new game, The Witcher 4. It comes as no surprise that that's their next game would be. So they showed a lengthy trailer. I'm only going to show a few seconds of it because it is way too long of an introductory trailer. Now, what we saw was running on PC. They said that these were pre-rendered cutscenes running on an NVIDIA video card. So we definitely were not looking at the console. But this game more than likely is going to be a 2026 game. Not going to be next year. But we got an early look on what the protagonist is going to be. It's a woman this time. And they decided to just go in this direction, and it's going to be very bloody violent from what we've seen. They didn't show any gameplay scenes. They just showed cinematics, in-game cinematics. So this is probably what the game is going to be looking like. I believe it said it's running on Unreal Engine 5. So yet again, we have another Unreal game, and they're going hard on this one. The Witcher 4, more than likely 2026 or later, so we'll find out soon enough. Just keep an eye out on that game. So next up, a new Elden Ring game is being made, but it's not an official sequel from what we can tell. So Namco Bandai and From Software had been working in secret on a co-op game set in the same universe as Elden Ring. This game is called Night Rain. Elden Ring Night Rain, and I believe it's going to be a 4-player co-op game. It's at least a 2, but from this trailer, they're showing a bunch of different characters. So I'm going to guess it's 4. It's 4-player co-op. They're aiming for a 2025 release for this game, but we don't have a release date. More likely going to be all major platformers that supported Elden Ring from before. And if we're lucky, this might also be on the next Nintendo Switch when that gets officially released, whenever that will be. But Elden Ring, Night Rain, be on the lookout for this, 2025. So last night we received an advertisement for Final Fantasy Rebirth for the PC, coming now to the PC. It's been exclusive all this time for the PlayStation 5 all this year, earlier in the year. And now it's been announced for PC for January the 23rd, 2025. If you were waiting for PC release, well, rest assured, here it comes. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for the PC in January 2025. So coming April the 3rd, 2025, The Last of Us 2 Remaster from the PlayStation 5 is now heading to the PC. We just saw an advertisement for it last night. It's looking good. I'm not entirely sure if the footage that we were seeing was coming from the PC, but regardless of the fact, this game is now on its way to the PC next year by spring, and I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic port from the PlayStation. So be on the lookout. If you've been wanting to play this game on your PC rig, well, the wait's not very long anymore. April the 3rd, 2025. Be on the lookout. The Last of Us Part 2 Remaster. So our next trailer comes from Universal Interactive and Saber Entertainment. It's the next installment to Turok, which I believe might be some kind of a prequel. It's called Turok Origins. It doesn't name the platforms, but we're going to guess it's all major platforms. And it also does not give a release year. So I'm going to say it's probably between 2025 and end of 2026. No later than spring of 27. So be on the lookout for that if you're a fan of the Turok series throughout many generations from its inception from the N64. Well, here comes the next one, and it looks like it's going to be a reboot. So we come down to this final trailer, which Jeff Keighley was very emotional, about to cry on stage about this trailer, which I find funny. I mean, I understand this is your show, and it's been 10 years, and that you really want to put a stamp on this. Well, this show most definitely was, it felt like to me, a love letter to the PlayStation, especially this last trailer that he had to show. Of course, it was we have one final trailer to show, and this is the one he's been waiting for. So without further ado, this trailer that you're watching right now is called Intergalactic, and it is made by none other than Naughty Dog. We've been waiting to see what their next game would be. We've heard rumors over the years that their next title is some type of sci-fi game. Well, here it is. This trailer that you're seeing right now, Jeff has expressed everything that you're seeing is in real time in engine. And I mean, it looks great. No doubtably. This game looks amazing graphically. We haven't seen too much as far as, matter of fact, I don't think we've seen any of the gameplay just yet. All we've seen is just the real-time cutscenes from this game. So here it is. Naughty Dog's next title. It is called Intergalactic. Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. The Heretic Prophet. Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. No release date. I'm going to guess between now and 2027. I won't go that far. They might actually need the full 7 years for this game. Just like The Last of Us Part 2. I think that game took about 6 or 7 years. So yeah, this will probably go into next generation for them. Or this will be their last game for this generation. Will be this game. I think that's what Naughty Dog did for Last of Us 2. So yeah. If I'm gonna bet money on this, this is going to be PlayStation 5's final game for this generation. The Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. Stay tuned. We'll follow this game. I have no doubt they're going to be showing this game again, probably this summer or probably next fall. Tokyo Game Show, perhaps. We'll keep a close eye on it, but here it is. So here we come to the conclusion of last night's Video Game Awards show. The title for Game of the Year, 2024's Game of the Year. What I'm going to do is I will once again announce all 6 nominations for this category, and then I'm going to announce the winner and give my final thoughts. So in no particular order, those nominees are Metaphor ReFantazio, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Elden Ring DLC, The Elf Tree, Black Myth Wukong, Ballstro, and Astrobot. And the winner of Game of the Year for 2024 goes to Astrobot. Now, I mentioned before in the nominations video that I vote for Astrobot to be the Game of the Year, and I'm okay with that. This game is it's a family friendly game, so this game is for everybody, young and old. And if you are a fan of platformers, this game is for you. Most definitely for you. Some may be a little bit taken back. Some people might be a little angry that did not go to Metaphor. I can understand why. I don't understand the hatred though, but I can understand the disappointment for it not going to this game. It's Metaphor seemed to had a much higher user engagement, and it definitely seemed to have had sold better. But we're not going to go by sales, and I'm also not going to go by Metacritic scores. Now, 3 games shared the same Metacritic score during the time of this recording. I was originally going to say whoever had the highest Metacritic score is automatically the winner, but you can't do it in this sense, since Metaphor, Elden Ring DLC, and Astrobot, all 3 of them shared a Metacritic score of 94 Metacritic. And well, you just can't go by that because that doesn't make any sense. But the fact that this game is family friendly and it's basically for everyone, and I'm just going to say it, it is a Sony exclusive, but it's not a first party game. A lot of people forget this. Asobo, the developer for this game, they are not owned by Sony. Okay, they are independent. They just happen to make this game exclusive for the PlayStation. And Jeff and his crew, beside the fact that it is a Sony exclusive, which it just seems obvious that this game is going to win, it is a great game. Okay, no one could take that away from this game. It is a great game, and it was beautifully crafted, and it was made from true gamers. I mean, this is the game they wanted to make. They wanted everyone to that had gotten their hands on this to have a great time playing it, regardless of its difficulty. I heard it's a little bit hard, but yeah, it's an awesome game. Now, some may want to say this game only sold a 1.5 million copies. Just how many people has actually played this game to deem it as Game of the Year? If more people have been playing the other nominations, and you still award this game as Game of the Year, where's the logic in that, right? Well, that's when I say this isn't your show. That's what I basically come in and say. This is Jeff Keighley's show. Exclamation point. That's the end of it. His team and him decided the winner. This was not decided by public interest. Okay, this was not voted by the public for winner of the year. He had his own committee. That committee either played and finished this game or not. They already decided this is going to be the winner, and we're just going to have to be okay with that. Now, regardless, the best thing that comes out of these Game of the Year winners is that all it does for the publisher is have the possibility. I keep using that same phrase. It allows them the possibility that it will produce another spike in sales for a limited amount of time. Now, what does this mean for the devs? Well, since they're independent, I guess they get to keep their jobs, right? Yeah, they get to keep their jobs. The publisher gets another spike in sales, hopefully. The developers get to keep their job and get to pitch their next game to Sony or whoever is going to be have the pleasure of being their next publisher. More likely, it will be Sony. And with this being Game of the Year, well, look out, Asobo, because Sony's probably going to try to buy you now. Of course, they're probably, right now, they're rumored to be buying Katakawa. It looks like that deal really is going to happen now. Hopefully. Maybe. It might work if they can pull this off. Looks like that's going to be in line first. And then once that dust settles and they own Katakawa, they may turn around and say, Sobi, we want to buy you. Now's the time. Now's the perfect time. So continue making actual bots for us and making exclusives for us, and no chance of anyone else buying you, and you will not be publishing any other games for anybody else. So you are ours. We'll see if that actually happens. But congratulations to the developers, congratulations to the teams of Asobi, and congratulations to Sony for a very successful game. I hope this caused another spike in your games. That game, honestly, for a platformer, come on, for a platformer game, most platformer games should sell minimum 5 million copies. So let's hope it actually hits 5 million before the end of the year. The end of the year is within 3 weeks. So after last night's show, I don't know how popular it's going to be. The game is going to be. I'm not sure how popular the game is going to be after last night's show, but if Game of the Year status is any indication of sales, this game should do well in the coming days. So be on the lookout for this to hit in PDs for the month of December. So we'll see. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and conclude this show for the Video Game Awards and for this video. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in for this. It's a lot of work doing this one video because there's so much video to capture, but I'm having a ball doing this, and I thank each and every one of you for coming to my channel and listening to what I have to say, and hopefully learning a little bit of me and the background of the gaming industry. So with that being said, I'm your host, Musical Weapon. Come back again. We'll do this again.